In the small village of Umola, life was simple and quiet. The village had tall palm trees, red dusty roads, and small houses built with mud bricks. In the center of the village, there was a busy market where people bought and sold different things. This was where Mama Ada had her small restaurant. It was a tiny wooden shop with an old roof and a few wooden benches. Mama Ada was a hardworking woman. Every morning, she woke up early to cook food for the people in the market. She sold rice, beans, and spicy soup, but her food business was not doing well. People walked past her shop and went to eat at other food vendors' places. Aunty Ngozi and Mama Ejike had bigger shops and their food smelled better. Mama Ada sat in her own shop every day waiting for customers, but only a few people came. She was tired and frustrated. Why is my business not selling? She asked herself. I wake up early in the morning, I cook with good ingredients, but people still go to Aunty Ngozi's place. Many times she sat alone watching as people passed her shop at night. She counted her money and it was not even enough. She could hardly buy food for the next day and she was worried about how to take care of her children. One evening, after a long and empty day at her shop, Mama Ada sat outside and watched the sky. Tears filled her eyes. She needed to do something before her business collapsed completely. That was when she heard a whisper from an old woman passing by. There is a man in the next village who helps people with their problem. Mama Ada listened carefully. Maybe this was the only answer she has been looking for. That night, Mama Ada could not sleep. She kept thinking about what the old woman had said. Should I go? What if it does not work? What if it does? She thought. Her shop was falling and she had nothing to lose. Early the next morning, she prepared a small bag and told her children she was going to visit a relative. She walked for hours until she reached the next village. The place was quiet with big trees covering the small mud house. She followed the direction the old woman had given to her and soon stood in front of a small hut. The air smelled of herbs and something strange. A deep voice called from inside, "Come in." Mama Ada's heart beat faster. She could push the door open. Inside, a man with dark eyes and a long beard sat on a mat. He was the native doctor. "I know why you are here," he said. "You want your food to sell." Mama Ada nodded quickly. "Yes, Baba. I worked hard, but my food does not sell. Please help me," she begged. The native doctor smiled and reached behind him. He brought out a small can filled with a green liquid. "Add a little of this to your food every day. Your business will grow. But be careful. Too much can bring trouble." Mama Ada grabbed the can, thanked him and rushed back home, her heart filled with hope. The next morning, Mama Ada woke up before dawn. She cooked her food as usual, but this time she added a few drops of the green liquid. The smell of the food changed. It smelled richer, sweeter, even she could not stop sniffing it. Maybe this will work, she thought. She carried her food to the market and set up her shop as always. At first, nothing happened, but soon a man walked past, stopped. "What is that smell?" he asked. He came closer and ordered a plate. "This is the best food I've ever eaten," he shouted. More people heard him and came to see for themselves. Within an hour, Mama Ada's food was finished. She could not believe it. The next day, she cooked more and added the magic liquid again. This time, her shop was full. People who had never eaten at her place before were now rushing to get a seat. Even men who always eat at home started coming to her shop every day. People's husbands from different homes now no longer eat at home. They always rush to Mama Ada's shop first thing in the morning to eat her delicious food. The other food vendors, Aunty Ngozi and Mama Ejike, watched in shock as Mama Ada's business grew. "Something is not right," Aunty Ngozi whispered to Mama Ejike. "How did she go from no customer to having the biggest shop in the market? Mama Ada shook her head. I don't know, but we need to find out. Days turned into weeks, and Mama Ada's shop keep growing. Women in the village become angry. Their husband no longer eat at home. Every day my husband is at Mama Ada's shop. One woman cried bitterly. He even eats breakfast, lunch, not to talk of dinner. He eats the 3 square meal in her shop. Another woman added, we must do something. The woman of Umuola gathered one evening under the big tree in the village. We cannot allow this to continue, Mama Ejike said. Mama Ada must be using something. We must find out what it is. They made a plan to visit her shop the next morning. Mama Ada, unaware of their plan, continued selling her food happily. But trouble was coming her way, and soon the whole village would know her secret. Early the next morning, the woman marched to the market. They pretended to be customers, watching Mama Ada closely. They saw how people kept coming, how men eat happily and refused to leave. Mama Ejike whispered, look at how they act. It's not normal. We must catch her. One woman decided to sneak into Mama Ada's kitchen. She moved carefully and peeped inside. That was when she saw it. Mama Ada was pouring a green liquid into the food. Her eyes widened in shock. She ran back to tell others. We have proof. We have proof, she shouted. Mama Ada is using something. Mama Ada is using something. We must tell the village chief. The woman rushed out, ready to expose Mama Ada, but what could happen next? Would Mama Ada be able to explain herself, or was her secret about to be revealed? The women stormed into the village chief compound. The chief, a tall man with grey hair, sat on a wooden stool, listening to the villagers' complaints. When he saw the angry women, he raised his hand. What is the matter? He asked. Mama Ejike stepped forward. Your Highness, we have caught Mama Ada. She's using something to make people eat her food. The other woman nodded in agreement, murmured loudly. The chief frowned. Is that true? Where is Mama Ada? He asked. One of the guards was sent to bring her. When Mama Ada arrived, she saw the angry faces and knew she was in trouble. Mama Ada, they say you are using something in your food. What do you have to say? The chief asked. Mama Ada's heart pounded. Should she tell the truth or lie? She looked at the faces of the women, then at the chief. Her secret was out. Mama Ada signed. Yes, Your Highness, I did use something, she admitted. Gaps filled the air, but I did it because I was suffering. My business was dying, and I had to take care of my children. I went to the native doctor who gave me the green liquid. I did not know it would cause so much trouble. The chief face was serious. You have deceived these people in this village. You have taken away customers from other food vendors unfairly, he said. Mama Ada lowered her head. She had not thought about it that way. Mama Ejike stepped forward. She must be punished. Our husband no longer eats at home because of our food. We have suffered enough. The woman clapped in agreement. The chief raised his hand. Silence! Mama Ada, you must return to the native doctor and ask him to take back his charm. From today, you will not sell food until we are sure the charm is gone. If you disobey, you will be banished from this village. Mama Ada fell to her knees. Please, please, Your Highness, have mercy. Have mercy, she begged. But the chief had spoken. She had no choice. That night, Mama Ada prepared for the long journey back to the native doctor's hut. The road was dark and the sound of the crickets filled the air. Her heart was heavy with fear and regret. What if the native doctor refused to help? What if he got angry? When she arrived, she knocked on the wooden door. The deep voice called again. Come in. The native doctor sat on the floor, his eyes glowing in the dim light. Ah, Mama Ada, why have you come back? He asked. Tears rolled down her cheeks. Baba, I am in trouble. The village chief has found out about the charm. He said I must stop using it or I will be banished. Please help me remove it. The native doctor looked at her for a long time, then sighed. I warned you. Too much power brings trouble. He stood up and reached into a wooden box. He pulled out a small black stone and handed it to her. Throw this into a river. When the water carries it away, the charm will be broken. But be warned, once it's gone, your food will taste normal again. Mama Ada nodded. I don't care. I just don't care. I just want my life back. Early the next morning, Mama Ada walked to the river. She held the black stone in her hand and whispered, "Let my trouble go away." Then she threw it into the water. It sank and disappeared. She felt a strange wind blow around her, and for the first time in a week, she felt free. When she returned to the village, she went straight to the chief's house. "I have done as you asked. The charm is gone," she said. The chief looked at her and nodded. "Good. You may open your shop again, but if we notice any strange thing, you'll be banished completely." Mama Ada agreed. She returned to her shop, but things were not the same. The magic was gone. Her food smelled normal again. People no longer rushed to her shop like before. Slowly the crowd reduced, and soon only a few loyal customers remained. Mama Ada sat in her shop, staring at the pot of food. The days of having a full shop were gone. The men had returned to their wives, and the other food vendor had regained their customer. Mama Ada had learned a hard lesson. She worked hard, but this time she depended only on her cooking skills. Some days were good and some were bad, but she no longer felt afraid. She was free from the guilt and fear that had followed her since she used the charm. One evening, a young woman entered her shop. "Mama Ada, your food is good. Even without magic, you just need to keep trying." Mama Ada smiled. "Thank you, my daughter. I will." And from that day, she focused on becoming better, knowing that true success comes from hard work, not shortcuts. So thank you for listening to this amazing and wonderful story. So guys, you can see the implication of going through shortcuts, finding a shorter way to make money. So guys, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn the notification bell, so whenever I drop an amazing story, you will be the first to get notified. Thank you. Stay safe out there.